Next week's New South Wales budget will include proposals on major taxation reforms to address housing affordability. It'll include phasing out of upfront stamp duty tax on sales, but the Premier says it won't happen without federal government support.
Saving for a deposit could be that little bit easier in the future. Right now, stamp duty on a house sold for $1 million costs $40,502 for first home buyers. The Premier wants to scrap the tax and has wanted to do so for a number of years, even during his time as Treasurer.
I believe stamp duty is the worst tax that any government can have.
But for now, he is remaining tight-lipped on the details, including whether it'll just be first home buyers who are eligible.
Well, firstly, we haven't announced anything.
Home buyers will be able to opt in to an annual land tax. Once a property has been opted in, future buyers of that property will not have the choice of paying stamp duty. This is how the new land tax will be phased in over a number of years. It's not retrospective though. People who already own their home and have paid stamp duty will not have to pay the land tax. It's either one or the other. It would mean less time to save for a deposit, but will come at a significant cost to the state's budget bottom line. The top 20% most expensive homes in the state will not be eligible for the land tax to limit the damage to the state coffers.
What you'll see in the upcoming budget, and to Janelle's point, there's a lot more to come, including announcements in relation to housing affordability. And obviously stamp duty is the biggest impediment.
At this stage, though, it's in the budget as just a proposal because the Premier says the reforms need significant financial backing from the federal government, something that's not locked in.
We cannot abolish stamp duty in New South Wales without support from the federal government.
New South Wales Labor says the Premier does not have a mandate for stamp duty reforms and should take it to next year's election.
I don't know where Mr Perrottet thinks that working families could find the money to pay him an annual land tax on their home that lasts forever. He needs to bring this proposal to an end.
Treasurer Matt Keane's budget will be handed down on Tuesday next week. The Premier says he has a meeting with Prime Minister Anthony Albanese on Friday. Kenny Heatley, Sky News, Sydney.